Hi guys, this is Rusty 78609, Central Texas, USA, waiting patiently on a cool front to come through. It's pretty warm right now. Anyway, I just got out of the shower, my hair is wet and my face is shiny because I put mineral oil on my face, and anyway, enough said about that. I have full-time RV, lived in a travel trailer for about 30 years. So this, what we're going to talk about here, I do have some interest in, and what it is that the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, commonly known as HUD, and I know I'm making a fashion statement, don't worry about it, but the Housing and Urban Development, which was, quote, ironically founded to end poverty and racial injustice in housing. Now this is dated April the 2nd last year, 2016, but it's still ongoing. They proposed a law that would basically make living in a recreational vehicle illegal, or even a tiny home, as according to their classification, which you got to read the whole law to get that. And a lot of people have responded, so I don't think it's going to go too far, but it has some momentum. It says many RVers, etc., get around building codes and zoning codes by living in their RVs. It says while RVs are currently exempt from housing regulations, the proposed change would allow them to keep their exempt status so long as no one is, quote, living in them. In other words, if you're using it as an RV and not living in it all the time, then you'd be okay. But now let me tell you this. You're going to have a whole troop or a whole swarm of people to figure out whether somebody's living in it full time or whether they're using it part of the time. Okay, I mean that's a whole new ball of wax. But it is interesting that the Housing and Urban Development the reason they're concerned about it is because people that do this are not paying property taxes, nor are they paying high rents, nor are they paying mortgage payments. Okay, and that is something that those industries or those people that are in that area are they got a little power. So they're trying to push regulations to force people basically to either rent a home or an apartment and not be able to live full-time in an RV like I've done for 30 years. I mean, I couldn't live near as comfortably on the income I have if I had to pay $600 or $700 or so in rent in an apartment. But again, and also she notes that there's 9 million RV owners in the U.S. This is back in April last year, of course. But she also, this lady wrote this article, she says a significant portion of those are retired couples who've purchased land or who rent in an RV park where they live full time. The law could potentially turn millions of law-abiding citizens into outlaws. And but anyway, so far HUD's received a lot of negative response, and I don't think it's going to go very far. But you got to remember how these things work. First they try to get it through and they get a lot of negative feedback, and then they go underground for a little while and then whoop, here it comes again. And so it appears to me that the direction is to try to keep people from living in RVs and or what are called tiny homes. It says HUD complains in a summary of its proposed rule that some RVs are being produced with patio roofs, screened-in porches, and other extensions that exceed the 400 square foot maximum and are being marketed as suitable for year-round living. Well, so the rule that they're proposing is, of course, they're trying to redefine what recreational vehicles are. All right, basically they don't want you living in your RV full time like I do. And is that going to happen quickly? No, in my opinion, probably not. But it is a movement by the bureaucracy and the people that have political clout and whatever to try to keep you from living this style of life. And the reason is it's all only about money. And this is not a, this is not a video that is. I've done a lot of research on this, but I did check a few sites. I checked HUD and some other places, and the rule that they've proposed is so complicated you can't hardly understand it. It's very lengthy, and but overall the gist of it is pretty much what this article is about. And this article is what is it? It came out of this was written originally in the, I think if I can find it here, it's a small little newspaper. It's called this. It says the story was first reported by the Organic Prepper, whatever that is. And it says you can help prevent this proposal from becoming law by sending comments to regulations.gov. And it says by April 11th, but that was last year. And it didn't become law, as far as I know. I mean, they're still working on it. But for those of you out there that are full-time in it, like me, just be aware that there are some people trying to legislate you right back into where you came from. So, if you have a chance, try to keep up to date on it, because you might be able to, enough of us voice our comments to keep this from happening, or at least postpone it forever. Okay, but just wanted to give you a heads up on that, because now one of the things that's already happened, it wasn't that many years ago, back in the 90s when I first, well actually, yeah, in the 90s, yeah, well, that's right, late 80s, early 90s, when I first lived in an RV, or started, you could pretty much go anywhere and park your RV. I mean, you could buy a lot and park your RV, and most property owners association, if there were mobile homes in the area, wouldn't say a word. But they pretty well cracked down on it. Even in this area where I live, the property owners association would love to run everybody out of here that is living in an RV, and there are several, and but they don't have the money to. There's a certain legal procedure they have to go through. Basically, they have to sue you to get you off the property, and some other things they have to do. And so they don't have the money to do that. But if they did, would they? Sure. Yeah, they'd do it in a heartbeat. And I understand, I mean, I can look at it from both sides, because if I'm a homeowner and I've got $100,000 invested in a home, and I'm paying $3,000 or $4,000 a year in property taxes, and here a guy pulls in a 19-foot travel trailer and puts in water and septic and electric, and he's paying zero basically in property taxes and nothing for mortgage payment, and bringing down the value of my home, then I wouldn't like that either. So, it's a real trade-off. So, it's just something to be aware of for you full-timers, and I'm one of them. So I just thought I'd mention this. And what else is going on? I've got a new RV coming sometime, hopefully this week. And we've got a cool front coming in, which is wonderful. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a little thumbs up on that deal. So anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, hit thumbs up. I wanted to give you a heads up. This is a head, this is a thumb. Hello. Anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye, bye, bye. USA, maybe you can. Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day will not hurt you. Take deep breaths in through your nose, hold it for a second, and breathe out through your mouth several times a day, because that relieves stress, lowers your blood pressure, and that's good for you. Also, stretch, walk, keep your health, or otherwise you're not going to be worried about any of these regulations, because you'll be dead, and that'll be the end of that poo-poo. But anyway, check it out, guys. Or don't check it out, but I mean, there's probably some YouTube videos about HUD wanting to outlaw living full-time in RVs. You could do a Google search for that and probably find a lot of stuff. But anyway guys, enjoy your day. It's Monday, so bye-bye.